All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Man, have I missed you all. We are still on a little bit of a break, so I'm going to be returning, I think, January 6th, January 7th. I still got a little bit more in me, but oh man, the world is going a little crazy, especially silver, and I wanted to talk about it. We were talking about it a little bit before we left, and I figured, I told y'all I was going to come back a little bit, and I missed y'all, so I said, we should have a talk about this. So it is Power Hour. I don't know if you guys know that. You got a little bit of the news wire as well, but I think we should talk about this because I do think the next couple of weeks of silver, coming into 2026, how odd is that to say? I know, man, time is flying. We're going to be talking even year-over-year stuff, and it's kind of nuts to think about. Literally, it's been 1 year, my friends. You have gone through the entire year. So I hope y'all feeling good. I hope you have been blessed. I hope you had a great Christmas. I hope you are ready for the new year. And Cheridonia. What's going on, baby? What is going on? Can you guys hear me? I haven't tested this setup in a minute. I just got back, bro. I just got home, so I was chilling here. I was like, man, what am I going to do here? I said, I've been thinking about silver. I've been thinking about you, silver. Here, let me see if I can hear it, though. What up, baby? What up, Saul? What up, MK? Mr. Saeed, Lord Wavy Bone. How we living, baby? What up, Farmer Moondog, GG, Mr. Fahad, Isaiah Habibi, Isaiah. What up, Jamar? Okay, let's see. Let's hear this. Isaiah. What up, Jamar? Okay, let's see. Habibi, it's perfect. It's a perfect, baby. Oh, my goodness. So, yeah, what up, man? Are y'all living good, bro? I don't know if I could say, I missed y'all, for real, bro. I hope y'all really took this time. I hope you got to reflect a little bit. The market's been hella boring. I told y'all I wasn't playing with, come on, what has happened? Look, that's a 14-day chart right there. Is that when I left? Oh, when did I leave? December 13th? And you're telling dog, come on, stop playing with me, bro. Stop playing with me. And then you got to hear them. I think Digital Bridge, too. They got that buyout. That's the one we were talking about. It wasn't that hype. So, and I haven't checked any of my emails. So if you guys don't know, we will be back to the normal schedule again, January 6th-ish. But for now, I am, what's it called? We're still, yeah, man, I haven't looked at anything. I've been looking a little bit at the market. It's been hard to ignore silver. So that is what I want to talk about. So, Chatadonia, I hope you're feeling good. I hope you're not too thrown off by all this. I know it's Power Hour. The market's still open, but everybody's still on vacation. And I guess this is what I do. I talk about silver on my vacation. So what I'm going to do here today is I want to go over this little article. I want to talk about what's going on with silver. I saw this. A lot of people have been talking about it. And I don't know if you guys have saw it too. There's people saying a big bank went bust. I think it's bullshit for now. I definitely think people do have exposure to silver. And there is a couple of things that we got to talk about. There has been some weird stuff too. We'll even talk a little bit when we get into the ETFs, what happened with some of the prospectuses. But I wouldn't really trip out on that. I do think some people are capping about it. Oh, we talked about silver all year, man. So we even talked about it right before I left. I was telling you, set your plays and just call it a day. So I hope too, none of this, man, because by the end of what I'm going to share with you, this shouldn't give you any FOMO if you already have the play. Realistically, on Friday, the plays that I made right before I left, they were up 1,000% on out-of-the-money silver contracts. Right now, they're at 300-400%, but what I want to talk about is the volatility. So it's going to be fucking vicious from here on out. There's going to be a lot of back and forth, and we got to talk about everything that's gone on with it. So that's what I'm saying. I do think you missed one part of the move, but there's going to be a lot of up. There's going to be a lot of down, and I want you to understand why. Silver has baffled me all year. Yeah, we've made money on it. We've got some good plays, but how many times do you guys remember, it's at $40! It's at $30! So people were going crazy about it, especially myself, but here's the thing about it. I'll start with this before we get into this article and we talk about it. Let's talk about something I've told you guys in the past. Anytime the metals go crazy, I was saying this right before I left, it's not really like a good sign. You know what I'm saying? Anytime you have watched like silver go $30, $45, shit has been bad in the world. So some people were talking about that on Friday because literally palladium, platinum, silver, copper, every single metal was going insane. So that's not really a good sign. It does make people get worried. I don't know what's going to happen yet. That's why I'm saying you got people making up rumors about banks going bust and all these other things. But end of the day, it's like, we made a play on silver. Woo, it's good. But usually it's pretty ominous when you start watching all the metals go nuts like that. So that being said, there's this article. I'm going to summarize. I'll post this link for you guys in the chat, but long story short, there's this article, and this is a very good explanation of what has been going on. He talks about the bear case, the bull case, and then it pretty much ends up with, this is both scary and exciting because you're going to get a lot of crazy moves going back and forth, and that's what you guys need to remember because I swear, right before we left, you remember, it would it's done this a couple times. It would ramp up, then you would get this volatility. It would either hold, I think this one around December 3rd, it was a little bit more stable. It didn't have the big drop. Even today, Friday was a crazy move on silver, and then we come back, and then now it's down, 5-10% today? 7%? That's crazy. So it's just like you're going to get these volatile moves, and that's where it's be careful of top ticking, but you want to understand everything that is actually going on. So he starts going over this. I'll post all this. He has some pretty pictures and all of it, but I think you should read every single part of this. Here, let me post you the link in the chat. You guys could read this. It's a very, very good take. I think the guy he does, he's a former dude of Goldman, I think, one of them. You could go look into all of it, but there it is in the chat. And I just summarized it for you, and then we'll talk about it. But long story short, you have a couple of things going on. So here is the bearish case right now. I'm not even tell you, waking up to silver down 7%, you could borderline say this was expected. Even from now until we only have 3 more days left in the year. There's a couple of things. Number one is tax selling. If you guys don't know, silver has been one of the best performing assets. So there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be looking to take some profits and utilize some of the tax selling stuff at the end of the year. That's the first bearish case. Blah, 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 blah. I've been watching too much Crunch. Where's Mr. Bashing? But that's number one. Number two, dollar and rates. So, and even then, my girl was telling me about this. We were looking at all the currencies, even in Europe. I mean, dude, if you guys haven't noticed, the dollar kind of got clapped here. Relatively speaking, dollar has been kind of weak. So if we start to watch the dollar get strong, even coming into next year, depending on what happens with rates, pretty much strong dollar, higher rates, higher for longer, the clarity on that, that's also going to be bearish for gold and silver. The other part is margin hikes. So this happened actually today. They raised the margin requirement on silver. So anybody who wants to be gambling on it or speculating it on an institutional, even private level, if you want to use anything with silver and margin, it costs more money now. So that means anybody who is kind of on the cusp, whether they were up or down, short or long, the rates now, it costs more money up front. It's going to have higher demand or higher capital demand if you want to play any sort of silver. So that's one of the other bearish things coming into today. The other part is it being overbought. I mean, literally, you could judge this on many metrics, but I think we all see it. I mean, this is mind-blowing how much silver has actually moved. But for now, anytime it runs up like this is what I was saying with some of these drops that we've seen. It kind of hits these things, and I think it was right here. Do you guys remember right before we left, people were saying, oh, it's overbought. Our last play, I think, was one of these, and they said, oh, it's overbought. It can't sustain it. And then once again, it does this. I think that you're going to watch this happen a couple of times. It's pretty much what's going to happen with silver. It's going to be a wicked game of musical chairs. It's just going to go back and forth. And this is why I'm sharing all this with you, because these are the factors people are going to bring up back and forth, and it's going to keep cycling over and over until we actually get an answer on it. So that's the fourth one. And then finally, copper substitution. And this is actually bearish, bullish, and I think this is probably one of the most fascinating parts about this. Copper, pretty much a lot of the things you guys know, we've talked about silver being an institutional, it's a commodity. It's an industrial metal. It's not as if, yeah, people buy the silver eagles, people buy that type of stuff, but it's not like that's the only reason why you would use silver. It's used a lot in a lot of practices across the world. You probably heard it brought up here with AI. Even we've talked about it with missiles this year. Every single factor we've kind of talked about this year, I mean, it either relates to silver being an investment or silver being used in industry. So this is actually crazy, because copper substitution is both bearish and bullish. Why? Because silver gets too expensive, and if you need to build stuff that requires silver to create, you could use copper as a substitute. But this is the dynamics of that. That's where it gets kind of crazy. And this is both bearish and bullish, because one, if silver gets too high, people will shift to copper. But then the bullish part about that is that shifting to copper is not an easy part. It doesn't happen fast, and it takes some time. That's what's talked about in the article. That was probably my favorite part about that article that I shared with you there, because it goes over this kind of like break-even prices. It would take 12 months minimum, I think like 2 years if you really wanted to do it fast. And long story short, it's like there has to be a certain price in silver where, think about this. If silver hits a certain price, it now becomes way more viable to use copper instead of silver. And I think that price is around $134 an ounce. So at that point, that's where, again, right now it's pretty high, but if it reaches a point, it's just like, okay, well, people aren't going to use silver anymore to build stuff if it gets that expensive. So that's kind of one of the limits. It's obviously a lot higher than where it's at now, but that's and then we'll talk about how it relates to the solar stuff, which is fascinating. But these are the bearish factors of everything going on with silver. And then the article talks about this now too. Here are the bullish factors. Number one, China. So this happened not too long ago, a couple days ago. China pretty much announced that they are going to be restricting exports of silver. It's not as if no silver will come out of China, but the government pretty much has to okay it. Now, this shouldn't be too surprising, because they have been doing this for gold for a couple of years now. This is how gold operates in China as well too. So now this is kind of heating up that minerals game. If you guys remember with everything this year, all the critical minerals, the back and forth saying it's national security, all that stuff, this ties into all of that. But now China, beginning January 1st, 2026, they will be adding export restrictions, meaning you're going to need approval. That's going to be bullish, because that's going to pretty much change some of the demand and drive up the price a little bit. That's number one. Number two is physical premium. So this is what I was saying, even I tweeted it out, bro, on Friday. If you went on eBay, a silver eagle was going for $94 an ounce. That's insanity. Even in China, I got to confirm it a little bit. Even then, China, people were buying silver for about $100 an ounce. And then even if you factor in the currency, that's the real big issue, is the currency translation, where the dollar's at, the yuan, that also had it. But a lot of people are willing to pay more for physical straight up. Even then, that's the number three. These are pretty much the same thing. But backwardation right now, if you go look at some of the contracts, people are willing to pay way more for silver right now. If you have it on hand, that's there. But now we know this is weird. You guys remember that call with the Chad? I mean, it was like, what, $20 ago? And we were saying, they were like, Josh, is it normal if they're offering me 50% below my silver? And I was like, that's kind of weird. I'd never heard of that, because I guess I haven't tried to sell my silver in a really long time. But then when we started looking into it, we were calling places around. We even got to talk with one of the Chads who owns a shop. There was some weird stuff going on. Yeah, that was like, it was very, very weird in terms of, yeah, there is demand for right now. People are paying way more for silver eagles, but not all of it was like, not everybody, you couldn't get that liquidity right away. So this part, I think it is bullish, but at the end of the day, I do think whatever's going on with all the, the premium, getting liquidity, money on hand, people want it, and they want it in different ways. But this is the big question mark. I would say this is the big asterisk on all of it. But for now, here, where are they? Let me go get them. How did I not start with this, bro? Are you kidding me? Because, yeah, my bad. Oh, this is expensive now. You know that? Oh, man, they don't feel me. So yeah, these little eagles go for like $90. They're really prices at what, 75 right now, and they're charging you $20 above. Again, depending on where in the world you go, that seems to be kind of even what we got out of our analysis. Depending on who you were calling, where you were trying to sell it, where the liquidity was, I mean, you're getting various different prices, but there is areas, both paper and physical, that people are, again, willing to pay more for. I think this has always been the OG sign. Back even in, like, remember the first time they tried to squeeze silver in 2021? And that's what I was telling you. If you really want to know if there's high demand, go look at premium. Just go look at eBay. And if people are willing to pay more for it. So that's the second and third bullish thing. The next thing is volatility. So like I was telling you, man, you guys know it's been a year since January 2025. Ugh. Isn't that crazy? It's kind of nuts to think about. But if you go look at silver, this one's fascinating. The at-the-money pricing. So if you go look and try to buy, a at-the-money strangle, the break-even on a silver, compared to a year ago, the at-the-money price was pricing in 27%. Today, at the money is pricing in 43%. That's why, too, you guys don't remember what I was telling you right before I left. Some of you guys were like, I want to short it. And I just said, listen, I was like, I don't think you're going to make that much. I said, you could play the barbell, but I was like, you're better off just buying just super out of the money calls, because right now you're pricing in 43%. That's priced in. So right now on silver, if you want to go look at any of these options, it is your break even is if silver drops 43%. That's insane. But then it's also pricing in that much to the upside as well, too. So that's the crazy part about right now. Or again, this is some of the bullishness, is that even in the pricing, the volatility, it's all implying that there's still, large moves to be expected. And that's what you guys got to focus on here, because it's not going to be cheap to play. It's not going to be the easiest, but the fact is people are expecting a big move either up or down. That's where it starts to get both exciting and scary from here. So that was a fun fact, but essentially you are pricing in 43% now coming into 2026 at the money. So there's that. And now number 5, this one you guys have known about, big money isn't crowded. I could go find the picture for you somewhere in my files, but you guys remember I would keep showing you that chart, and we would look at the speculative futures and who was buying on the institutions. I've showed you this even with equities at the beginning of this year. We've talked about people kind of falling behind. Same thing with silver. They are still undercrowded. I don't want to say underperformed, but they definitely got left behind, and that's still in play. So this is something people are talking about too, because if those guys want to get involved, I mean, there is a lot more demand that will come in from a lot of the institutions that they were really absent from this recent rally pretty much over the last month or two. Again, we talked about this, I think it's on one of the last watch lists. You just didn't see people, institutions buying into this. This was other factors. That's why it's been so mind-blowing how silver has been moving like this. So that was the 5th one. And then the 6th one is the ETF demand. This one is now, it starts to mix in some conspiracies. I didn't check it. I don't know. Twitter is filled with a bunch of BS. They were like, BlackRock took down the SLV prospectus, or who was it? Or whoever runs that ETF. But long story short, there is more ETF shares outstanding than right now. And what that means is that they have to buy more silver. So ETFs have not bought in a lot of this. And then if you start to watch the people buy the ETFs, that creates the shares, and they have to go and buy, because then that's going to start running everything up there. So the ETF demand is also another one of these bullish factors moving forward. And now the final one, this is my favorite. I love this one. This is part of the article. You can read it. And I think it explains it very, very well. But solar and then the cycle, pretty much AI, energy, solar, silver. So you guys know how we've talked about, again, AI and silver. People thought for manufacturing like chips and some of the other stuff, the conductivity. Remember, copper could do the same thing as well. It just becomes, just depends on the price. Silver was just cheaper. But here's the deal. It all relates to solar. So think about this. Data centers. Everybody wants to make a data center, right? And then you got people now who hate data centers. They're like, well, again, I don't know why they raise everyone's electricity, but there's people who just don't like the data centers as much anymore. And then we found out about the phantom data centers, the data centers that weren't really, all these duplicate projects, you name it. But think about it. if you can't get a data center approved, and if you can't create all of this energy, and you need power demand, and it's going to be hard to create this nuclear data center right away, what would be a quicker alternative? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm in a cold. Solar. So that's where people are saying, this one blew my mind. Solar. Yes. So that's pretty much the second alternative to nuclear and all this other stuff. It's not as if it's the most optimal, but essentially if you wanted a bunch of free energy, or if you wanted to create energy and you needed a certain source, you're going to build a shit ton of solar. That's kind of what China's already did. But think about it. What are you going to need to build solar? You're going to need silver and copper. So, ta-da, do you see the link now? AI needs energy. And if you need energy and you're not going to get a nuclear reactor in a day or so, you could start building out solar. And then if you're going to build out a bunch of solar, you're either going to use copper or silver, and that's where silver comes into play. So this is now kind of the full link of that picture. This is why I liked it, because I was like, damn, that makes a lot more sense now, because it's not just using it to make chips. It's not using it to make the products. It's tying into this whole we need a bunch of energy debate. And then again, solar has been taking off all around the world. And now that's one of these industrial uses for silver, but now it's also like this crackhead demand where people are trying to build out solar more and more and more and more and more. So, long story short, the answer to all of this in silver is that it's going to be crazy from here. Either this was the final run, or we're going to just start watching it swing maybe $20 at a time. Like I'm telling you, if you're pricing in about 47% on the year, a lot of people are expecting back and forth. Like I was telling you right before we left, it felt like the exact same thing. Silver did another like $5-7 jump. Everybody said it was overpriced. It dropped like 7%, and then it started doing this all over again. I would expect to do that a lot. Otherwise, the price now that people are going to be focusing on is pretty much 120 to 130. Am I saying that it's going to go there? No, I'm not. That's just where some of these factors, comparing it to copper and other stuff, that's where it starts to change the landscape. Are you guys understanding that? So, and again, right now, buying I would wait till the volatility. I mean, even then, there's going to be no way to time it, bro. That's what the article is talking about, and I agree. All of this is scary and fun. It's scary because some people are going to position really high and get wiped out. It's scary because it's fun because I did not expect any of those plays to go up how they did like that, because we were already what? We were already like right here making damn plays. We've been playing this thing all year. Again, January, remember I was showing you them in September and a lot of this other stuff. And again, you'll see, remember, it'll make these runs. You'll get a big drop, and then it could stall out, and then you just continue again. So the whole idea is that this is like, it's scary and fun at the same time. It's either going to end and leave people washed. It's either going to be scary in the sense that it tops out, and now we get deflation like we've seen at other times silver has made these moves, or it's going to be fun in the sense of there's going to be a lot of opportunity, and you could make some pretty crazy plays on it. So the whole idea is just you need to expect a lot of volatility. And then once we start getting near 120, 130, that's where some of the dynamics change. But then if it never hits 120, 130, and this was it, then you're going to watch a whole nother volatility dynamic, or maybe we got to wait a little bit. And again, pretty much, most people are expecting that now until end of the year, it'll either stall out or be a little bit more bearish. That's why the move on Friday was insane. But the whole idea is that coming into next year, where you should have this on your plate, and we're going to see where it all leads us. But yeah, there is going to be crazy volatility in silver. It was already weird when we were looking into it, Chad, and asking, why is it doing this? What do you mean they want certain types of silver and 85% and all of this stuff? And then you got the boomers and everything else. So I think it's absolutely fascinating, but get ready for some volatility. I hope this helped you out. That took, 20 minutes? We're almost, the market's open, man. The market might close here. It's going to close in 30 minutes. So other than that, I wanted to talk to you about that. I think this was more fun than making a video. So tell me, do you have any questions? Do you have any questions, my friends? I missed you, man. I know. Was it quiet? I hope you used the silence to your advantage. Silence is good. Oh, yeah. Maine is long term. Long term's great, man. We're closing out strong. I can't believe, dude, the market barely moved from where I left. You had a little bit of low, a little bit of up, but I am excited for next year. It's gonna be fun. Oh, I wasn't live in the morning. I only went live like 20 minutes ago. If I were to buy copper, I don't buy copper. I think I'm gold and silver, and gonna call. I think you're gonna have a lot of opportunities in silver, to say the least. But again, copper, if it does become the substitution, that's only going to happen because silver goes past 120. Does that make sense? That's kind of what it's talking about. At some point, it doesn't make sense to shift to copper until silver gets too expensive. And then if silver gets past 120, 130, then the copper starts to become a play. But that's still going to take, I think 18 months is the fastest you could substitute it. So it's a pretty crazy dynamic. It's that one's the part. The AI silver, or the AI energy solar silver link, I think that one is absolutely beautiful. It's mind-blowing and it's fascinating. It kind of reminds me of that How Things Are Made show. And just to think about that, affecting all of these other things, I love it. I love it. Is it short-term bearish for crypto? I don't know. I think crypto has kind of been doing its thing. I mean, the only bearish thing I've seen on crypto, just energy and how we were talking about it at some point, people are going to have to decide, do you want electricity for crypto or do you want it for a data center? How silver derivatives are made. No, for real, bro. It's actually, that's why I'm like, this is amazing. Because again, I mean, dude, we've had this conversation. Every $20 on silver is nuts. People look at the gold to silver ratio. I personally just don't really look at it much, but now that it's kind of coming back to certain historical values, I think it's interesting. I would say the main thing right now, it's going to be the volatility. It either ends now or we still play this game of 20% back and forth. But then that 120, I was telling you, it's either going to squeeze or not. And if it gets above 100, that's where it goes nuts. But now 120, 136, I believe, on the dot. Now we have a price to attach it to that's it's just related to alternatives and everything else. So I think if that happens, that's when we start to start looking at all the other factors with it. But then again, too, I do think, people were hinting at this right before it went crazy, but it is anytime the metals do this, it's not really a good sign. So that's where I'm going to be. That's the next part. It's are we going to enter a deflation, or is this going to be something different because now it's all based on energy and industry? God knows what's going to happen. So until then, but I am watching for that. No, that's 130 in our prices now. That's 120 to 130. Here, where is it in the article? So again, this is all from this article that I'm showing you here. This one was going around. Where is it? I was talking about the price, and yeah, here it is. So yeah, here's the prices of silver and how you would have to pretty much pay back any of the money, or if silver went to 125 an ounce, you would save $17 billion by switching to copper. Essentially. There's another one too, but it's one, yeah. So yeah, copper payback is at 125 on a 1-year conversion, and then the solar break-even demand is about 134. These are in current prices right now. But that's what I'm saying. This isn't guaranteed to happen. I do hope, don't make me regret coming on to show you all this, because again, we've been talking about this play right before I left and leading into all of it. It's just understanding now, because if you don't realize what silver has done, this has never happened before, ever. That's why I'm saying, silver, even an $80 close an ounce is insanity, and everything that's, again, we said the same thing at what? $50-$60. We thought that was insane. That was just right not too long ago. But it's just all of this it's starting to create a dynamic where it's okay, this is either mania. I don't think this is speculation. I think half of it's speculation. The other half is something in the economy, or the other half is you're actually going through one of these big industrial shifts. Oh, did I X out of it? No. So yeah, there's a couple of things there, and that's why he even brings up the gold to silver ratio. But really, I think we start to look here, or we start to go back to some of this stuff when again, the 1980s average was at 30. Right now, it's at 57. I think if we start to break into these crazy ranges, then we start to have those other conversations. But for now, I thought this was just going to be, I thought 2025 was the year of gold and silver, and you obviously saw gold do it first, but I do think moving forward, we're definitely going to hear about this a lot in 2026. And it's either silver is going to die and crash and burn and take down the new generation of boomers. Because remember, this is like the whole thesis of this, or a big part is just like, dude, anytime silver has had a damn stick like this, never before has it moved like this, ever. We thought you could have pointed it out at $60 and you could have said that's what this is. But now it's already insane in other places around the world. Prices going at, it's pretty gnarly. But the whole fact is, like, this is where it's kind of scary. Because, like, imagine I've seen people on Twitter, they're like, screw Bitcoin, screw all this, I'm going all in on silver. It's like, dude, if you do that and then it goes to 10, 15 years of not doing anything, that's going to be a lot of dead money. So that's why I think this is historic. I think it's never happened before in anybody's lifetime. We've had similarities, but yeah, it's going to be, you just got to be careful out there. That's why I like the plays we made. Again, coming into it, I was talking about the barbell. I told it to all of you, locked in or not. I shared all of it. I said, just look out of the money and call it a day, keep it small. And I can't believe those went 1,000%. You don't really hit 1,000%ers on silver or like commodities too often. So it's crazy. A once in a lifetime move caused it. But at the end of the day, it's just like you got to know how to position. People are definitely going to get washed on this. And like I'm saying, if you go in too hard at the wrong time, it's like that's going to mess you up. Or if we have another 40% higher, people could still make money on that. And that's kind of the scary and fun part. Like I'm telling you, man, you're pricing in 47% on the year. So long story short, I think silver is going to be important for next year. It's already important to the industry stuff, but now when the prices change and it starts to change this dynamic of what's profitable and what's not, that's where it's going to get very, very fascinating. So yeah, I love it though. I love it. Well, welcome. Yeah, well, I just talked about silver here for the last 30 minutes. Again, we were talking about it a lot this year, even right before we left. And then again, it's been wild. The HSBC, they were, I think, tied to that one. Remember, they canceled. This one's different, though. I don't think they could cancel this one. Because the copper one, or remember when they, was it copper or aluminum? When that Chinese dude went short and then he got blown up. But there's a rumor going around. They're saying that people, that a bank blew up and that went bankrupt. I think that's false. I do think somebody has exposure to it, and that's why we get a lot of these, crazy ups and downs that we've seen before. But for the most, this reminds me of November. That's what happened in November. It popped up, and I remember it dropped 6%, and then right here, right before we left, you guys don't remember that? Right before we made the play. The last play, I made it on the day after they were like, oh, it's done, it's overbought. That's when I bought my last silver play, and those went up 1,000%. Because everyone's just going to go back and forth. So I do think somebody has exposure, and they're getting squeezed pretty hard, but I don't think this is make a bank go bankrupt yet, especially like a JP Morgan. I think that's ridiculous. But for now, I do think, we're moving forward, we're definitely going to find out somebody has exposure to it. But there, like we said, there's people who haven't really speculated on it as much. I mean, there isn't signs as I don't think people got over their skis. I do think some people shorted it, and I think the biggest risk is people guaranteeing it and then can't provide delivery, and I think that's what causes some of the other stuff. But I just think the whole idea that we could actually get a copper substitution, that starts to affect things fundamentally. That's a 120, 130 price. That's the part that I think starts to get crazy. Mix it in with the AI and solar, and then I don't think hyperinflation fears. I think deflation. Anytime you've had silver pretty much do that, you've had deflation. Because that's not a good sign at all. Because it weakens the dollar a little bit, but then if the dollar starts to strengthen, then the prices will come down, and then the dollar will become incredibly strong, and then we'll get deflation. And that's part of the other part of this. That was one of the bearish things. Because again, the dollar, it got pretty much wrecked this year. You guys realize that, right? You know, you're actually back down to, I guess, 2022 levels, but that's why, like, even go look at the pound, the euro, Swiss franc. Right now, your European currencies are getting, every currency gets you a lot more than just recently what it was. You know, right when Trump took office, we pretty much saw the dollar start to spiral down. That's why people got worried about it. But if this starts to ramp back up again, and then those commodity prices are higher, I would argue it's more deflationary rather than hyperinflationary. Yeah, so the China is going to be in 2026. That's going to be one of the bullish things, but they're still going to allow it to come out. That's the misconception. Like, people think, I think it's a political move. You know, this is all tied to the whole rare earth rush we've been watching all year. I think China is going to try to they just want to have a little bit more leverage, but it's essentially, you're still going to be able to get China out of, or silver out of China. It just now requires government approval. That's how I think they're trying to get that leverage. They've been doing that with gold already. I don't know, how long have they been doing that? Let's see. Was that in 2025? Yeah. So, oh, no way. So, yeah, they've been doing it in gold already for a while, but I guess I thought it was they've been doing that for a little longer. But, yeah, they've done that for at least a year. Yeah, I'm not too worried about China, Taiwan. I brought that one up a lot. Again, I wouldn't either. I haven't even looked at the China stocks, to be honest with you. But I just think silver is absolutely fascinating. I think that's the part that I would kind of focus on. I wouldn't really go towards the other stuff. And then if it does lead to something, you'll know. But I would argue it would be if silver actually went insane, more insane from here. But then again, it's like it goes both ways. But I mean, sadly, most routes are not good. That's why it's like, you better pray it's an industrial revolution and it changes things, but it's like, nah, most times this has not ended well. For something usually happens at the end of it. Because again, I can't believe silver is actually, again, $100 in overseas for this. Even right now, after this big drop, you're telling me what, 70 something an ounce? That's absolutely insane. So, but anytime that has happened, it has been a pretty terrible outcome. So, we'll see. Oh, shit. Hold on. Give me a second. I have somebody at my door. I didn't know that. Good morning. Good afternoon. The market's going to close in 20 minutes, man. It's going to close in 20 minutes, bro. Merry Christmas. Can we still play the Christmas song? Is it? You guys still? I got to take my trip down. No.
God bless you. Merry Chrysler, Christmas, from my family and missus. I hope you get the things that's not even on your wish list. I hope you find money doing laundry or the dishes. You a real one. The season will be great. I pray you never see traffic and you never run in late. When you ask your crush out, she'll say yes to the date. And nobody getting mad if you leave food upon your plate. Merry Christmas. It got meaning if you give it some. I'm always praying for you and I'm praying for your little ones. Every time you look them in the face, no, you never done. Nah, let that be motivating. I hope every drink you get comes pre-shaken. I hope your Uber don't cancel and is really patient. If you lose your wallet, nobody'll take it. They'll return it. Yup. See, I'm just happy if you happy, G. Every sweet you'll eat this year be made from 0 calories. These are all the blessings that I wish for both you and me. So, welcome to the family. But I got a gift for the haters too. I hope everywhere you go runs out of room. I hope every song you sing is sung out of tune. Everyone is happy and you're the one that's in the mood. I hope the dinner great, you get there, they run out of food. I hope you step on Legos every time you enter rooms. I hope you meet a pretty girl, but it's just a dude, and he doesn't even tell you by date 2. Hope you can't find your keys cause someone probably stole your car. I hope your Christmas tree falls and then cause a fireball. Hope you find easy parking and then they tow your car for no reason at all. I hope everywhere you go has construction. Everything you have to build will come with no instructions. I hope it doesn't function. I hope you miss the pothole, avoid it safely, then drive into the Hudson. I hope your family likes you less than all your cousins. I hope you're stressed cause you're bad at trading options.
I hope you got
Actually,
silver.
I hope it hits and then you
I can't believe that silver, bro. Oh yeah, that's our Christmas track, dog. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Just did y'all not? What? Hey, yo, does anybody remember? I was trying to remember it. What was that Nick Fuentes joke I made? Remember, I was saying he's a what's it called? I said I had a pun. Somebody asked me that one day, and they, well, what was it? Does anybody remember that? Because did you see what I told all of y'all? I told all of y'all, man. Oh, we have a lot to talk about. Bro, dude, even then the silver bars, bro, I can't. I have never been this tempted to sell silver in my life. No, there was a pun I made about somebody said this, and I said he's this. I forgot my own joke, but I don't know if you saw what happened there. Another one of his boys, they found out he used to be a different type of content creator. I told all of y'all, bro. I told every single one of y'all. So I said I'm gonna assume. Where my monitor? They took out my monitor. Oh no. But no, anyways, don't get me started, bro. Don't get me started. But dude, I kind of want to sell. What's it called? I want to sell one of the silver bars. Dude, I can't believe it. At one point, I got 2 of these silver bars, 200-ounce bars for less than $2,000. I don't think you guys realize I was buying these bars at like $1,200, $1,400 an ounce. You understand? Even the silver eagles, I didn't realize, bro. I used to think they were like garbage. Bro, I still have them. You know those like little cases, and it's just like all these little 1 ounces in those like plastic containers. That was like $200. I think that thing is worth like $2,000 now, if not more. It's insane. I really want to sell a silver bar, but I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna do with it? Well, I don't know what I'm gonna buy with it. What am I gonna buy with the cash? That's what I'm saying. I'm like, dude, it doesn't make any sense. So it's like, I might as well hold it. I want to make it free. It'll pay. I think 1 bar would pay for everything. But then I'm like, what am I going to buy with it? I guess deposit it to the long term. That might work. Maybe. I know, maybe, actually. Because I do think stocks are, I always said that, though. Because I would always tell you guys. Now I'm like, all right, maybe it's different. Because when I bought some of my gold and silver, I remember I would tell you guys I wish I bought Coca-Cola. Because if I bought gold or Coca-Cola, or if I bought Coca-Cola instead of like gold, I would have still doubled or tripled my money, and then I would have got like 10 years of dividends. But now, that does start to change a little bit, considering how it's moved. So I'm like, fuck. But yeah, maybe I should get some equities. So yeah, man. But other than that, my friends, where was it? Let's see, what else do I got to show you? I don't know. Do you guys want a philo? Do you guys think you can handle a philo real quick, or do you want me to save it for next year? Because I could save it for you. Because again, you guys know we're still on break, so I hope. History happens. I told you we got to talk about history. But you know, I don't want you again. I'll be back on what? When's the first stream? January 7th. January 6th. I'm gonna come back middle of the week, so you guys better have a good and safe. January 7th. That's when we'll be back to normal schedule. Again, if anything else crazy happens, I'll come up and put y'all on game. But yeah, no, it's because it's gonna be so slow. I'm kind of scared though, bro. I've been going to bed late. I got out of my schedule, so it's kind of scary. I gotta start prepping to wake up early, man. But it's been nice. I got a lot of rest. I got to go out, man. It's been good. I haven't gone to the gym though. I feel like a little fat ass, bro. But then I weighed myself. I think I just lost muscle. I'm 150. I've been eating like shit, and for some reason I lost weight, bro. I'm like, it's crazy. It's actually insane. I'm tripping out. I've enjoyed it a little too much, brother. I've enjoyed it a little bit. I thought, I was like, man, I haven't been to the gym. I played ball. I played a game of basketball or two, but I haven't been lifting. So I think I lost some muscle, but like my weight went down, bro. I know, it's bad. It's good, man. I missed y'all too. That's why I'm here. I couldn't stay awake, bro. I couldn't stay awake. I couldn't stay away. I could stay awake easy. What's up, son? Nah, but like I missed y'all, bro. It's good to be back for a little bit, but I do hope you better use this time For real, man. For real. Okay, I'll give you a little philo. I'll give you a little philo here. Let me see. I might just because I have a good. I don't know though. I think it's a good one to maybe though. It's about to be New Year's, so. But dude, I don't know. I want y'all to start the next year. The new year already started, first of all. But I'll listen to Charlie Munger for real, bro. Again, man, avoiding stupidity instead of seeking brilliance. It'll take y'all a very, very long way. It will, man. That we should listen to some Charlie Munger. That's what you got to do, bro. I'm telling you. I think that's gonna be one of the big things. I'm telling you. I will say it again, because I truly mean it, and I think it'll help a lot of people. Because, dude, you live in a world with AI and all this other stuff. You've already seen what this year has provided. You already seen it all. You guys have lived through a lot, man. Especially you've been with me for half a decade already, man. We've seen almost everything. You've been exposed to a lot, and that's why I'm telling you, man. It's like, can we be real about it? Can we be real? Like, look around. Look at what your life has shown you. Look at what the life of others has shown you. You don't need to do anything brilliant. You understand that? I think some of you got brilliance inside of you, and you're going to bring it out, and that's a good thing, but don't chase it. What you need to chase is avoiding stupidity. If you FOMO'd avoiding stupidity as you FOMO'd the stupid things in life, do you realize how far you would be? It's not sexy. It's slow. You're going to spend years feeling as if you're behind, as if this is this, as if that didn't work, all these things. But no, that's what's truly going to win. That's how it's the tortoise and the hare, my brother. But it's truly, if you obsess about it, I really hope all of you obsess about this. Just avoid stupidity. My brother, you do that, you are going to be a guaranteed millionaire. Do you understand? I'd say multi-millionaire. You're going to be a guaranteed homeowner. You don't get it? You walk the right road. You walk the narrow road and just avoid stupidity. It's harder than it sounds. I'm telling you, that's why the road is narrow. All you have to do is avoid stupidity. That's it. And as long as you obsess about it, you find out exactly where you're going to fail. Like, let me break it down. You know exactly where you're going to fail? All of you guys have a long term. All of y'all have killed it in the long term. It's great. Some of you saved half a decade, built up more money than you ever have. Guess what? All you have to do is not gamble it all away. That's it. Just obsess over that, and you'll be fine. You don't get it? Because that's what I saw people do this year. I saw people, they were getting excited. The market would move a lot, and then they were like, okay, oh, wow, people are making money here. People are making money there. Oh, that's fast. Oh, wow. All this opportunity, and they bit the bullet. They bit the apple. All you got to do is just make sure you don't gamble it all away. That's for the long term, at least. Just don't ever sell your long term. And especially if you get that, you're like, I got this cash balance. Let me mix it in. I got this cash. If I just do this one real quick one. That's stupid. As long as you avoid that temptation, you're going to be golden. And apply this to a lot of other ways, man. Keep you out of trouble. You know, you guys are coming into New Year's. So I definitely, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, man, I really hope you do avoid stupidity. That's all you got to do. If it's going to get you in trouble, if it's going to wind you up in a more negative scenario, you need to obsess over the obvious, easy ways to fail. Obsess over it. Do you understand what I'm saying? I want you to become I don't think, have I ever told you to be obsessive? I think I've told you to get immersed. Be immersed in something, really swim in it, really live in it. But I don't think I've ever told you to obsess. I think you should obsess over avoiding stupid. I don't think y'all realize how effective it really is. If you could obsess over the stupidity and avoiding it, you will win. Oh, it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So that's not the philo I was going to tell y'all. I don't know. I might make y'all wait for it. Let me see here. I'll play you a track and we'll see. Would I trade my silver bar for a silver certificate dollar bills? I don't know much about those. If they're rare, maybe. Dude, I was with Derek. He came by the farm over the break, and dude, we turned into boomers, bro. He had all of his silver coins. He had one from 1865 or something, bro. Oh, it was crazy. And like, I really want one of those old coins, man. I think I'm gonna get me some, but like, I don't know much about this silver. I know like what is it? The blue seals, green seals, all of that. I know a little bit about that, but I don't know their value. But like, I don't know. I like the coin collecting. I want one of the first coins ever used. But yeah, here, give me a sec. Let me see what I got in the archive. Can we play this in 2026? It's still 2025.
Jesus. Praise God. Amen, amen. It's a call, baby. Hey. Yeah. If we talking plays, yeah, I'm in there like swimwear. I've been there, I've done this shit for 10 years. You could have it all, but you been scared, big scare. Funny part, there wasn't even risk there. My thoughts been my own, yeah, I've been clear, no fear. Oh dear, who you try to control here? My God is the weapon, I ain't boasting. Nah, it's done. Daddy said it's finished. Made me in his image, but that always made me timid. Wonder why we different, don't you ever get it twisted. It's the only way we get it, set apart from the start. And the heart isn't ours, it's a hippie with the love, but it's David with the sword. I want peace, so that means you gon' kill me if it's war. Nietzsche, Trotsky, can't beach on the ark. Want it easy or hard, want a genie or a god, then believe me, lil' bro, you a child, you a son of the highest in the bud. Don't deny it, we don't like it when they tell us who we are. I can tell you who I was, I can tell you who he is. I can make another song that's telling y'all about the crib, but for a second, keep it real. It's not the reason they will kill, it's the freedom in believing they want death to bring the will. But I'd rather have it now, and I ain't never backing down. Lion gonna eat me or turn his ass around. Either way, I will remain up in his name and say it proud. Here, let's say it now. Jesus. I put Jesus on the beat so I can listen to it. I got reason to believe that we living in it. You could say it's one hell of a decision in it. Ay, if we talking plays, yeah, I'm in there like swimwear. I've been there, I've done this shit for 10 years. You could have it all, but you been scared, big scare. Funny part, there wasn't even risk there. My thoughts been my own, yeah, I've been clear, no fear. Oh dear, who you try to control here? My God is the weapon, I ain't boasting. Amen.
Hey man, you got news? You got Lulu news? Oh man. Oh man. Oh, God bless America. All right, Chad. I guess I'll share one with you, just a little one, and then I'll head out, and then I'm gonna go on with my day. And then I'll see y'all on the 7th. I might come back earlier, again, if anything crazy happens, but. Chattadonia, do you know one of my favorite parables? One of my favorite parables in the Bible is the farmer who scattered seeds. You know what's funny? When Jesus told this story, he said, if you can't understand this one, you're not going to understand the other ones. If you could understand this one, oh, you're going to see. Let the light shine. I told you this. It's one of my favorite parables, especially, man, as I started getting more and more into the Bible. This was one that I loved it, man. And I'm grateful that this keeps on giving. It's very simple, bro. The farmer takes the seeds and he throws them. Some of the seeds never plant. And they never reach the soil. They get picked up by the enemy right away. The next set of seeds, they go in. They grow up real fast, but they don't develop deep roots, and then they wither away. Then the next set of seeds, they go in, the roots get deep, they grow, but then they grew up amongst the thorns, and then they get choked out, and then they wither away. The pressure of life, that's what it says. The pressure of life, the worries of the world, the worries of wealth, the worries of life, you name it. I think a lot of us live in the thorns, bro. I think we were growing up in the generation of thorns, man. Look around. And then the one, my friend, that actually grows will return 100 times over. That's the parable. If you get that, you'll understand the kingdom. You don't get that, you don't understand the parable, it's going to make a lot of things will be difficult. So let me tell you this. Go read it. Go find the parable of the scattered seeds, the farmer who scatters seeds. Go read it. Read it over and over and over again. And you might notice something. This is what I want y'all to really think about for next year, man. I think you got the good seed already. I don't think it has anything to do with the seed as much as it has to do with the soil. It's where the seed lands. You don't realize the Lord will bless you. He will keep giving you the seed. Y'all will keep growing. Y'all will keep blessing. You need to prepare the soil. You understand? Maybe I'm going to speak in parables. So you really think about this. All you got to do is prepare the soil. See, don't be focused on what's going to happen. Don't be focused on, do I have this seed? How am I going to get more seed? No. I would focus on where that seed is going. Because if you prepare the soil and you make sure the soil, make sure it lands on the soil. Make sure the soil will get it to have the roots. Keep the soil out of the thorns. You see what I'm saying? Let the Lord fill in the rest. But all you got to do, man, prepare the soil. So I think, man, we've done a lot of stuff already. We got a big year ahead, baby. But what is this year going to be? I really think it's going to be definitive and dependent on how you prepare that soil. You understand? Man, I know it's a parable. I'm speaking in metaphor. You need to prepare your soil. That's why next time too, bro. Yeah, everybody going to fall short. You can't stress out. You need to get the soil ready. Prepare. It's all about the soil. I'm telling you, man, I love this parable. Over and over again, this parable has changed my life. And just reminding of it, but I've never looked at it that way. I've always looked at the seed. I've asked myself, I've asked you guys, I've said, where are you right now? I feel like every time I read that verse, I'm at different parts in my life. Right? I feel like I've been plucked out of the ground. I feel like I got excited without any roots. I feel like I've been in the thorns. I feel like I've done all of it at different times in your life. Depending on where you're at, you're gonna look at it and be like, what about the soil now? That's what we got to look at. He always tells you to prepare. He says, get ready. But he doesn't say the seed is God. God is going to keep providing that. I'm not worried about that. You got to make sure the soil is ready. And if you take care of that, you get your environment and soil ready, my brother, it's going to return. Oh, it's going to be glorious. So, Chattadonia, I love you all. God bless America. Well, I might as well stay till the bell. Oh, wait, I don't have my other platform. We won't even hear it. I was going to say, I might as well stay to the bell. We only got 5 minutes, but Chad, I love you all. I will see you on the 7th of January. If I come out before, just turn on the notifications or be on Twitter. I'll send a tweet out like this. But I love y'all, man, and I hope you really come into the end of the year, man, really strong. And I do hope you still utilize the silence, man. I told y'all nothing. The one thing that happened was the one thing we were really prepared on. Silver, and that's why. But look at the market, bro. It didn't do much. You didn't really miss out on much. I hope you used the couple of weeks to stay out of bad decisions, stay in control and really control the emotions, man, and get ready for next year. I really do think this is a good opportunity, man. Make sure you let it serve you. Use this opportunity, bro. Rest up and be ready because we are going to go so hard next year, my brother. You know what I'm saying? And so you better enjoy the silence now. You better enjoy all of it while you can and get ready, man. And just also, too, the Lord is with you. I hope you don't forget, man, and it's all in the mind. Man, I'll tell you, dog, and do realize, like, for real, I hope you tell yourself the good things, man. You know what? I mean, I want to write a book. I want to write a book on language, bro. You know that AI, not AI, but like AI is large language models, right? And the language, you don't realize how crazy it is that you have a brain and that your brain, you could speak to it. And by using words, you are able to get it to like if I said, this feel cold, hot, warm, happy, sad. Those are words, bro. And then you hear the word. So, it's amazing, bro. The brain, you have this damn crazy piece of hardware, brother. And you could talk to it. By using words, you could tell it to identify certain feelings and triggers, synapses, and all these waves, bro. It's a trip. But why I'm telling you that is make sure I want you to keep being the commander. Okay? I hope you realize that. You tell yourself shit, man. You tell yourself good and bad. You know that, right? You tell yourself. You know that, like, bro, if you even start telling yourself it's normal. That's what I started, bro. My back, remember I was saying my back was hurting? And I was like, I realized I was just thinking about it. It didn't really hurt. It was a little bit annoying. And then I kept thinking about it. And then I was like, okay, this is normal. And anytime I feel it, I'd say, this is normal. This is normal. And then guess what? It went away. My brother, it's the same thing. I hope you realize it. You got to tell yourself stuff. And just don't forget that. And it's crazy to think that you could actually tell your brain things. And by using language, you could identify certain things and feelings and all of it. So just remember, bro, you always stay conscious. Always stay in tune, brother. Always tell yourself and guide it. And you're going to be good to go, baby. 1 minute! 30 seconds. So, Chad, have a wonderful day, baby. Have a great rest of the week. I think you get a half day on the 31st, right? Or on New Year's Eve. One of the days is closed. But I love y'all. Enjoy your evening. Enjoy all of it, bro. For real. You better get ready for next year. And again, you see it all, man. You saw. You didn't miss out on much. You were able to survive. You watched all the news. They just recycled everything, brother. So you are in control, brother. But enjoy it, man. And thank you all for everything, bro. And I hope y'all ready for more, man. It's going to be a good time. God bless America. Finger to the sky. To God be the glory. And through the grace of God alone. Amen. Amen. Horn. Peace. Bye.